Hi, today is June 30th, Wednesday, last day of June in 2021. It's a very special video that I'm making. It's special to me because I'm about to kickstart a journey that will take me to a complete different level in my career and in my life. And I want to leave a record as I'm starting this journey so I can look back. Not so much about looking back, but more about just recording it, so that one day I might look back to see how I have become, and maybe my kids, other family members will be interested in viewing it. But anyways, this video, it's about a challenge. It's the first video series of this challenge that I'm facing in the next 30 days. It is a challenge, but it's also an opportunity. If you don't know me, my name is Desmond Liang. I am the founder and a designer, an artist here on Okinawa, Japan. Okinawa is a very small island in southern Japan. Actually, it's closer to Taiwan than mainland or main island. Japan, they call it mainland. It's not really land. It's a bigger island. So I started my small business called Oki Social in 2016, and it's been almost 5 years now. The business, it's around designing and selling my own artworks. I focus on natures and peoples and culture, everything around this beautiful small island. If you've never been to Okinawa, you haven't seen it on the map, you never heard of it, how small is it? It's like a very long, narrow island, and then you go from south to north. It takes about 3.5 hours by car. And then if you go from east coast to west coast, it's about 30 minutes. That's how big the island is. Luckily, I was able to build and operate a business around my artistic talents. The seeds that my parents planted when I was 4. I wasn't graduated from like an art school, but I was sent to some sort of it's like an after school program focused on arts, because my parents were very busy. They were both first-time entrepreneurs. They didn't have time. They worked 7 days a week all year round. They didn't have time to look after me after school. And weekends, they tried to put me in all sort of classes and programs. And I eventually grew interest in drawing, and didn't use that talents until I moved to Okinawa, and I was fortunate enough to build a small business around the talents. So when I started the business, it started with selling my artworks, and luckily for the last few years, and so they've been selling well. And then I moved from selling art, which is designs on a piece of paper, to having my designs on products. Like fridge magnets and all kind of accessories, functional items, wearables. And for the last 3 years, I would say that I was struggling. Struggling in terms of where I'm gonna go next. Is there a ceiling in this kind of business on this particular island? And also financially, because the model that I had was not very sustainable. So in the old days, I'll create products, and I'll put them in different stores across the island. So a lot of these locations are very touristy, tourist focused, or I will also put them in gift shops on military base here. Okinawa has a lot of American military base, and the service members, there's something called a PCS, permanent change of station. So that means that a substantial amount of service member will move in and the equal amount of service members will move out. So that people flows creates demands on Okinawa focus art and gifts. It's like buying a souvenir, except that you don't stay. It's not like you go on a weekend trip. Like they come to the island for a few years, and then before they leave, and they'll try to collect something that encapsulate their memories here in Okinawa. So that was about what I've done. And like I said, I was struggling a lot in terms of where I'm gonna go next, and financially, how to sustain. I have a family with 2 kids. Every day is burning money. So, and as you know, selling souvenirs and arts and designs, they're a very tedious business. There's a lot to keep track of, and the profit margin is not very high. So it's a lot of work, and not a lot of profit. So I feel like I was running in a circle, and I'm hoping that while I'm spinning in this circle, maybe one day I will find another direction to kind of spin off something. I was looking for a breakthrough, and that breakthrough came. It started in November 2020, last year. So I was, before that, on top of selling my own products, and I also feel that there's not enough marketplace in the events to feature local artists like me. There's a bunch of artists like me here in Okinawa, and they're just constantly searching for opportunities to showcase and sell their products. But there are several markets that are somewhat consistent, but you always have to kind of compete or get in quickly for your spot. So usually, like, they would open up the market, open up for registration, and you have to sign up, and then they pick you. You never get to pick the market because there weren't a lot of opportunity. So as a vendor, you don't get to choose the market. Oftentimes, and usually, the market picks you, whether they like you or not, or whether they like your product or not. And I was a vendor, so I was feeling all the pain. It was constantly, like, on top of designing and producing, managing the business, you still have to constantly keep an eye out on this kind of opportunity, so you can get into the market, and therefore there's your channel to sell the products. It depends on the size of the events. Bigger events cost more. So it's always a gamble because the organizers don't care how much you make. They take their vendor fees and they do what they promise to do, give you a space and give you electricity, water if you're lucky, but usually you get a spot. If it rains, figure it out. That happens before. And I want to change that. I know all the shortcomings of those events, and I tend to change it. So I would organize events. I start collecting vendors when I go to these events. Exchange business information, contact information, and when I think the first one was 2019, and I organized my own events. It's called Okinawa Creators Fest. It's the only marketplace where there's a roof. There's a roof, but it's the only marketplace that put together English speaking, or like the foreign creators, and also the local Japanese creators. And it was a blast because there's a lot of Japanese folks that wanted to buy products made by foreigners because they carry a different perspective and the style is usually different. And for mostly Americans, because they're military related here in Okinawa. For Americans, they also want to get their hands on products made here by local creators. So that was the perfect place for them to kind of get to know each other, share their passions or styles and creations, and all of that, and everything comes under one roof. So that was I was fortunate enough to have that opportunity to bridge that gap. And the second one, I was trying to host the same thing but in a bigger venue. That was scheduled for March 2020, and then COVID hits and all the events were either delayed or canceled, so that never happens. But then in November 2020, so last year, November, the management of Cadena Exchange, which is the biggest shopping mall here on Okinawa in the military community, they asked if I could do the same thing on base, like in the mall, to just bring in creators and represent them, serve them and help them create a similar type of events that brings multiple creators under the same roof, and it took place in the mall. So I did that project. That went pretty well. Everybody makes some money. I made pretty good money, more than I can usually make from selling at the gift shops. So I was like, that was great, but it was a lot of work too. But that planted the seeds for a partnership with the Cadena Exchange. And 2 months later, in January, so after Christmas season, after all the craziness settled in, and then they gave me a call and say, hey, we like what you do, and then do you wanna? Oh, actually no, it was when I was there, and I noticed that there are other there's all these like kiosk shops. It's like a wagon. It's like these mobile shops out there in the mall. And I asked them, like, how can I get one of those? And then they're like, well, you want one? Yeah, sure. Just sign up and then we'll put you in. And then I was in. And I was so excited. I was like thrilled to the roof, because I felt like, well, that's a fantastic opportunity, because the mall opens 10 hours a day. And not just that, like the first reactions, wow, if I could make that much during a 10-day event in November, it gets the potential of having a kiosk shop in one of the busiest shopping mall on Okinawa. And everyone who came through the door, it's like my direct target, right? So I didn't hesitate. I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't hesitate at all. I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then there's a big problem. The big problem was that I don't have a lot of products, and my products are not like coffee or food or anything like consumable, and it's not like anything that you would need in a regular basis, right? And nobody need to buy the same artworks for like every week or even every month. Once you have it, you don't need it. You don't need a second copy. But turns out I was wrong, and people would actually continue buying it because they give it away as a giveaway, as a going away or a welcome gift. So I was wrong about that. But as soon as I signed up to run the kiosk, that I had anxieties, because I expect that I didn't know what to expect. I think the anxiety comes from the unknown on how things are going to turn out. And what I can immediately think of was the cost, because I'm not going to sit there for 10 hours a day and every day to run the store. I'm going to have to hire people, and that's salary cost. And what if I can't make enough money to cover the salaries? What if I can't make enough money to just cover all the expenses? So from January to March, I was very anxious about this whole thing, and now we're on the last day of June, and I'm happy to report that after 4 months, and we're okay. I survived. It was a lot, but I survived. But these particular events was very, this particular ongoing experience is very, it's groundbreaking for me because it changed my entire business model. Before, I just had to put the products in the gift shops, and I do a little bit of advertising and kind of let people know that my products are at the gift shops. But my real customers are not the people who buy my work, because I don't see them. My real customers are the managers and or whoever works at the gift shop, because they are the one that would sell on my behalf, and they are the one that would allocate my products. They were the one that would arrange and decide where things go, and the flow of the store, and those I have no control of. So, and that's why I was struggling before, because the only thing that I have control of is to restock, to take the products there, and then after that I just hope to God that it's gonna go. And then the next thing that I could change is to advertise and let as many people know about where they can find my products. So that was the old model. Starting from March, it was the new model. It was the first time I have full control on like my own. I have my own store. I get full control on how to display, how to control traffic flow, how to grab people's attention, and what kind of services. Most important, what kind of service I wanted to provide to my customers, and what type of experience I want my customers to have. So that was groundbreaking. March turned my, I wouldn't say, it's not March, it's that opportunity that started in January and really like bang on March that turned my business upside down. I have to completely change the way I process my career, and all the information coming in, because it's no longer about what I want to create, or just interacting with customers and find out what they like, because most of the time I'm not there. I'm not at the store. I try to go there as often as I could, but the way that I get to interact with them, it's not like I'm no longer a vendor. I'm a business owner. I run that store, so that people look at me a little differently, and I have to. I didn't know if I need to change the way I talk to customers, but now that after 4 months I realized, no, I really don't. I just have to be myself and be passionate about what I do and be truthful about the inspirations behind my my work, and that's all I'm gonna do. Like there's no such thing as you're gonna have that manager look, you're gonna have that business owner look. No, I still wear the same clothes to work. I still talk to people in the same kind of momentums, or with passion. So I realized that I didn't have to change anything, but that's the best thing to do. Don't change. Like you are who you are, right? I am who I am. So March changed my business. Like it turns my business upside down. And then now we're on the last day of June. And there is another opportunity that is going to turn my business upside down, inside and out, roll a few times again. And that opportunity is that I just got an offer from the mall that they're gonna give me even more space to manage. So now I have, currently on this day, I have one kiosk shop with 5 employees and 7 vendors, because not only do I sell my own product, I also invited some of my local creator friends to sell their products at the kiosk. Remember, I told you that I didn't have enough products, so the solution was to or like I didn't have enough product, and people were probably not gonna buy my products every week, like in a regular basis. So in order to fill up the space and also increase traffic to the kiosk, I invited some of my friends to join the adventure with me. But they didn't have to be there. They just drop off they just leave their products, and we do the sales for them, and then we give them reports, and so they know what else, what's selling, what not, and what to restock. And it works out pretty well. I'm happy. I hope that they're happy too. If you're one of them and you're watching, then thank you so much for the opportunity and supporting me, and I hope you're happy, and I hope that this this gig's been working for you. But starting August, which is a month from now, I have 1 full month. The mall is gonna give me 3 shops in total, three entities. So I'm gonna take one, selling, just doing whatever I'm doing right now. So I have 2 extra space to manage, and I was thrilled for the opportunity, and I actually had submitted proposals. So when they brought up to me, they didn't bring up to me today. They brought up to me a while back, and they asked me to, like, what kind of business you want to do if these extra space are available to you. And I actually prepared proposals, and I gave them my ideas, but I didn't think that this thing is gonna go through so quickly. I was expecting, I don't know, something late, sometime later. But now I have 1 full month to prepare, and I have the same level of anxiety that I had back in March. But I know, and I'm aware that this is gonna, like, in terms of anxiety level, I feel the same. But I know that the scale of the challenge this time is much bigger, because I had to change my mindset from being a creator to sort of a half creator, because I still sell my own products at the kiosk, and then I also have to become sort of like a stage or platform builder. I'm building up this platform so my friends, other local artists and creators can perform on the same stage with me. So before March, I was one of the performers, and now I'm supporting the platform for myself and my creator friends. And with more space available to me, then I need to support a bigger platform. I need to build and support an even bigger platform. So that means I probably have to remove myself from being an artist. I'm not gonna stop drawing, but I need to prioritize, and I don't know what that will look like, because I would love to maintain. I would love to still be able to produce fair amount of work from fans and customers who have supported me and expect me to produce and create. They want to see what I come up next, and they're the one that helped me build the business to this point, and I don't want to disappoint them. So I feel responsible for holding up the title as a creator, as an artist, and I wanted to continue to create, so that people who expect me to come up new designs and new artworks, they will still see something new coming from me. But I know that with 2 more entities, and I'm gonna, it's gonna drain a lot of my time. And I also don't want to sacrifice the time that I spend with my family, my boys, my 2 boys. Right? They want to play with Papa. So this is the reason why I want to make this video, because this is a very important point of this journey. I didn't do the same thing when back in March, during the first evolution of my business, and I and I deeply, deeply regret it. I wish that I could have made a video like this, regardless the quality. I wish that I left some kind of track record to document that journey, so I can look back and see how I have become who I am today. But starting today, I really want to. I think that it would be very meaningful to document this journey from the beginning, from today. Why today? Because I got my contract, not signed yet, but like verbal contract, and it's firm, 99% firm, that I'm gonna have more space to manage, and it's gonna turn my business upside down, inside and out, roll 360 degree a few times. Oh my god, it's very exciting, but I'm also very anxious. But making a video like this makes me feel better, much better, because I can talk it out. I know that you're listening, and if you have any thoughts or anything to say, leave a comment maybe, or reach out to me on Facebook and Instagram. I read every single messages, so and I hope that you can cheer for me, and I would try to keep up making videos like this, like once a week at least, to update, to document what happens in the last week. And oh my god, I'm still like, I feel like my blood pressure is so high, but it's the same level of anxiety, like I said, I experienced on March. But that's good, because every time I experience that kind of anxiety, I feel like certain time later I grow. And I think that if I can manage to get through this, there's gonna be more growth down the road. So I'm very excited, and then whether I don't know who to thank. But I think the one person that I want to thank is Jessica Lewis. She's my store manager at the Cadena Exchange. She's been a tremendous champion of this journey since January. It was in January that I decided I can't do this on my own. I need someone who had better retail experience to help me build this store, and I brought Jess into the team, and then she has been a tremendous help, unbelievable. So, and also everyone who worked at the kiosk. Some of them already left because they have to leave the island because of PCS. If you don't know what PCS, watch the previous videos. They left the island, but they helped me build the store early on, and without them and without everyone who work at the kiosk right now, I wouldn't be able to do this. And on behalf of all the artists and creators that sells and features their products in at the kiosk, I thank people who have supported this project, people who have shopped there, people who have cheered for us online and offline. Those shoulder padding, no matter how light it is, it matters. So I'll give you guys another update next week, hopefully. And yeah, I hope you're as excited as me. See you next time.